Here's an interesting question we received from a customer. Should we have redundant vendors in place for our critical vendors? First off, I like this question because it shows you're thinking through your business continuity plan. Way to go. You're pushing your BCP to the limits. Give yourself a pat on the back and put some extra caramel in that macchiato. I can say this. It would be hard to recommend you have redundant vendors in place for all your critical vendors. That would be cumbersome and pricey if you had contracts with multiple vendors for the same product or service. Not to mention, you'd have to deal with 2 salespeople for each of your vendors. No, thank you. But I digress. This is why the federal banking agencies recommend creating a termination contingency plan. Let me be clear, not a terminator contingency plan. I said a termination contingency plan. To create a termination contingency plan, start asking tough questions like, what is our plan if we can no longer use this third party? How long would it take for us to switch from vendor A to vendor B? And who is vendor B anyway? Here's a great idea. When you're going through the due diligence and selection process, be sure to keep the due diligence documents for the other vendors you were considering at the time. With these documents in hand, you don't have to start the vetting process over if you ever have to switch to an alternative vendor at a moment's notice. This can limit risk and save time. So no, you don't need to maintain contracts with multiple vendors, but it's a great idea to create a termination contingency plan and maybe even keep some of those key vendor documents on hand in your Tandem vendor management software, just in case. If you need some help asking the right questions, you can check out this termination contingency plan resource by going to tandem.app/contingency. Thanks for watching. If you have questions about how Tandem can help you with your BCP, vendor management, or information security program, or if you have a question you'd like to ask, or you have some tips on how to survive an AI takeover, leave us a comment. Maybe we'll answer your question in the next video. We'll see you next time. I'll be back.